Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Depending on what time of day it is, this is probably a good way to start off a Wednesday if you are watching anime for the first time today, because Gintama is a perfect start to a good day, because it has every type of genre available. For instance, no matter what Gintama is, for instance, what one episode has, if it's a romance to a comedy, you should always expect something different, especially when it gets into different type of arcs. And this week's episode focuses on a self-contained story that is one episode long that focuses on one of our iconic characters, Hasegawa. And as we all know, Hasegawa, if you know me, he's one of my personal favorite characters. I love Hasegawa episodes because you can always just enjoy the episodes because you should expect some very good themes in it, along with some good, I guess, things you should learn and take from the episode. But when it comes to this week's episode, it wasn't really about that. This episode was mainly there just for the comedy and some scary horror type tones. And if you like that type of stuff, you're gonna like this episode of Gintama. But to get into what this episode's main theme is about, it's where Hasegawa goes to the odd jobs to try to find out some scary stories. For instance, Hasegawa, he starts telling these scary stories, for instance, what he's been through. Like, you know, let's say he broke his leg in the past, he would tell his life stories to these children, he would scare the shit out of them, and he would make money in the process. So Hasegawa actually found the job that was working, which is very ironic. He was just telling his bad stories, and he was getting paid for it. Well, eventually he started running out of stories, so he went to odd jobs to figure out if he could find any more material for he can cover it and then talk to the kids about it to scare the shit out of them for he can make more money. Which, in the end, the entire episode is actually a narration. The episode is kind of like Hasegawa narrating the entire event, because the details that happen throughout this entire episode is actually Hasegawa retelling the story to the children. So it's pretty funny how that build-up was done, especially with the end of the episode with the segment when it's revealed that Hasegawa is just telling the entire story. It's pretty cool. But one thing that really just made me laugh so fucking hard was the Saint Seiya references throughout this entire episode. Now, I want to be honest here, I have never watched Saint Seiya. I've never seen the series. I know barely anything about the series. I know barely anything, so I'm not even going to pretend I caught all the references with this week's episode, because I didn't. And this is once again brings back to the, you know, the front of the main thing when it comes to Gintama. If you don't understand certain parodies that Gintama usually does with its arcs or something, you won't be able to get as much enjoyment out of those individual parts of the series. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this episode is bad. Just because I didn't understand the Saint Seiya references, it was still pretty fucking funny, because one of the best scenes of this episode, personally to me as an anime watcher, was the part where Gin was getting scared because Toei Animation was about to get very pissed off and call them in for copyright. And I almost died right there. Like, I almost fucking died. When you saw Gintoki just mention Toei Animation, and he's like, oh my god, we already had a lot of issues with Tu Love Ru and Kuroko. We don't need this. We don't need this with Saint Seiya. Toei Animation's gonna kill us. And the entire part about that was just freaking funny. Especially with, at the end of the episode, Gin gets a call, and it's a call from the copyright agency. And also, at the end of the ending song, you also see the exact same thing happen. So yeah, I mean, episode of Gintama this week, pretty freaking funny. I mean, yeah, the best part was definitely on the copyright segment of the episode. It was too damn good, because, I mean, you gotta imagine, I mean, if this wasn't Gintama, there would probably be a lot of issues with copyright, let's face it. Oh yeah, before I end this review of Gintama, I'm just gonna say right now, personally, I like these little episodes the most. Like, I love arcs we get into, these serious arcs we've been having for the past couple weeks, but I actually do like these type of episodes as well. This is one of the other reasons why I like Gintama so much, is because these single episodic episodes really can give you some life lessons, and that's one of the main reasons why I love my, you know, binge watching of Gintama anime, is because some of these episodes can be really damn enjoyable. Like, there's some really good stuff to be seen in these type of episodes. So yeah, hopefully next week we get some more episodes about this, because judging by Gintama's style when it comes to the anime, you'll have like an arc, and then you'll have like a couple of filler episodes, like, not really filler episodes, but, you know, episodic episodes, and then you'll get another arc again, and once again after that arc you get in between, you know, episodic episodes. So judging by the format, if I had to assume, we're probably going to get about maybe 3 or 4 of these type of episodes before we get into the next arc. So let me know your thoughts and comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.